Hello and welcome back to the Project Hercules Diaries. It's taken a bit longer than we thought, and I had to enlist the help of the shed fairies in the end to finish up the sprockets because I've been busy off gallivanting for work and also for going to a couple of rallies doing a few things. So the sprocket spacers were finished by me a couple of weeks ago. The sprockets themselves needed to be bored out, the centres, so that they would locate in the spigot on the outside of the sprocket spacer. Means I don't have to lift it up and turn it over like that to show you what the other side looks like, because I've got the other one here which is the other way up. But they're quite a nice fit, they're almost pressed in there. So while we can change the sprockets, it means that rather than have separate pieces when we're trying to put the back wheel together, it's one piece effectively that we just bolt in. So I've got to make sure I've got 10 bolts the same, 10 washers, well 20 washers because there's washers on the back. I'll probably put nylock nuts on because it's a sprocket and I don't want it falling off, and there aren't sort of lock washers or locking tabs on this at the moment. And the other thing I'll probably do is give it a bit of a clean, because that looks a bit manky, doesn't it? It's how it came from the suppliers. It's probably just some grease or something that's on from before. So I'll give them a polish up, then I'll put them on the bike, then I can put the back wheel in. So stay tuned and I shall bling them up and drop them on. Well, that's easier said than done. I'm not quite sure what this stuff is. Just a mark that was on from the factory, but it doesn't want to come off. Doesn't want to polish off, get soaked off with meths or white spirit or paraffin. Trust me, that's paraffin, not fairy liquid. Haven't tried WD-40 yet. I've got some ACF 15 and possibly a bit of petrol after that. It'll come off. It's just a small job. I thought it would take 10 minutes, but it's going to take a bit longer. Anyway, on we go. Good grief, that took a lot more work than it really ought to have done. But there we go, pair of sprockets bolted to the wheel, both going round in situ. You can see they've polished up quite nicely, got rid of most of those marks on both sides of the sprocket, and they look quite good. A lot of work, well, a reasonable amount of work, just to make a couple of spacers. But there we go, that's what we've been up to the past week or so, and now we can line up the chains for the gearbox, just pop them on one more time, make sure they're okay, and then we can drop the gearbox out so we can start to work on the gear selector mechanism and finish work on the gearbox. That's where we're at the moment. As usual, thank you for watching. More updates will follow.